Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair. It's car booty time, yeah? I've been told that car booty has a different meaning in the United States, by the way. I don't know. I mean, a car boot sale is what you probably call a flea market. It's called car boot sales in the UK. And car booty is what you find at the car boot. Yeah, this is like pirates booty more than any other sort of booty. Yeah, okay, that's the idea. So I have this thing. Oops, wobbly camera. You can see it's a bit scraped and knocked about a little bit. I'll put that down before you get seasick. Okay, so I don't know what's in this machine. I went to the guy's store. He had 3 machines sitting there. They were all beige, so I just said, yeah, I'll take them. Because he kind of gets them from me, really. We have a bit of a deal going on, so I just have them. Okay. They're not so expensive, so not a big issue. And they're fun. So this one has an add-on with 4 extra USB. It has 2 USB up here. Onboard sound, some sort of LAN card, graphics card. It tells us on the front what it probably is. So this has Pentium 4 drive, multimedia computer system, C650. So this case was obviously made for this. I don't know whether this was a particular brand or just the type of case they've used. Yeah. So I think we can say it's a P4. I mean, I don't know if this is a P4 as in a socket 478 or a P4 as in a LGA 775, so we're going to find out. One would hope at least it has AGP on, so probably a 478, but if we're really lucky, it's a 775 with AGP. Not so many of them. Whole load of cables hanging at the back. This is obviously a specially made thing. It's not, or somebody's made it one way or the other. It has a proper strain relief thing on there. So this has, oh, I bet these go to the front of the case, you know, for the front USB. Yeah, and for the sound, yeah, so they probably go to connections on the front. Yeah, down there. This must be why it says it's multimedia computer system. Yeah, it means it's got some cables hanging at the back of it. Okay, so old school, but it's an old machine. So let's have a look. We'll do this together. You can get your guesses in. I'm going to say Pentium 4. Well, it says that. Socket 478. Let's see what we've actually got. Well, I know you guys like to guess because that's part of the fun of this. Yeah, I mean, where's the fun if we don't guess? So get your guesses in now if you want. Timestamp in the comments. It's not about who's right or wrong, it's about the fun, but being right is fun, yeah. Let's see what we got. 478. I can tell straight away by the heat sink. Yeah, so this is, oh, this is interesting. No, it's, wow. It's a bit of a funny slot actually on the graphics card in here. Slot looks a bit longer than normal for an AGP actually. That's a bit of a strange one. Okay, so we can see where these were attaching. That's the rear USBs. Okay, motherboard. What are you? So oh, it's a Gigabyte GA7DXR. Can't say I've had this particular one before. Little fan on the chipset, but the fan's a bit tight, like it probably doesn't work very well. Okay, this is a Pentium 4. You know what? I think I opened my mouth before I put the brain in gear. This looks like a Pentium 3, actually. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's get this board out of here and let's see what we've actually got. Okay, so this is a complete machine. So we have a couple of hard drives, 40 gig. Yeah, 2 40 gig hard drives. Yeah, maybe if we can get this to work, we'll see if it will boot. Motherboard is unusual. So I've not seen one like this before. I thought there was something strange about the position of this AGP slot, and it is an AGP slot. AGP Pro. What the? What's that? Obviously they've got a blanking thing in here and there's a standard AGP card in it, but I've never ever seen one. What we can see quite clearly is rather a lot of bad capacitors on this. So these ones, the tops are all bulged, they're convex, so they're bad capacitors. Just visibly we know they're bad, we don't even need to test them, they're bad. There's another one here. Those two look okay, at least visibly. This one looks okay. These two are really bad. You see where they're all leaked out. There's another one there, and that's also bad. So we need to replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 capacitors before we even try this, okay? Other than that, it looks pretty okay. I'm a bit concerned about this fan. It's not frozen up, it's not like seized, but it doesn't spin freely. So I hope that means the chipset's okay. This is obviously a Pentium 3 then, or something else. I mean, it ain't what it said on the front, is it? You know, could be even be an AMD machine. Let's have a look. What do we have here? We have an AMD machine. Okay. So what it said on the front has nothing to do with what it is. This is from 2001. Okay. This is dry. Yeah. Get a bit of ISO on that. What do we have? Athlon, what, 1700 plus, I guess, that one. Okay. So we'll change the capacitors. If this still doesn't work, and depending on the symptoms of the fault, I would probably suspect this north bridge is gone, basically, due to the fan, especially if the fan isn't moving either. Okay, so that's the motherboard. So we can get onto that in a minute. Quick look at this graphics card. So this is a Hercules card, 3D Profit, 4000 XT, 64 meg. Now, I've seen these 3D Profits before, and I've got a feeling it's actually worth some money. So I'm like interested enough straight away just to see if that actually is one of the more valuable AGP cards. It's just a standard AGP. You can see how it fits into this slot. So effectively it just goes there. And this has extra pins at this end as well. Strange. Does that mean this motherboard's valuable or collectible? That'll depend a lot on whether it works, yeah? So look at this graphics card. Well, I'm in asking prices at the moment rather than sale prices. There's one for sale there. That's the 64 meg, which is the one that I have. The 32 meg ones don't seem to be as popular or possibly as valuable, if that is really true. There's some other similar models, but I think that's something different. 3D Profit 2 and whatever. There's another 32 meg one again. That's a slightly different one, 4500. Similar price though. Let's see if anybody bought any of these. So we go to the sold items and search. Yeah, you see one sold for like £40, actually sold. But people seem to be asking a lot of money for them, obviously not selling them. So that was from postage from Spain. Okay, so that's probably a more accurate indication. Anybody know anything about these cards then? What chipset they are? Is it some sort of GeForce or something? Well, there it is. Assuming it works. Again, the fan is a bit sticky on it. It rotates. It's not seized, but it doesn't spin freely. Okay, so let's get these capacitors changed, and then let's see if this thing actually works. I'm guessing while I was in eBay, I might as well have a look at this as well, just to see, because it looks like a bit of an unusual board. So that's the model number. We'll stick in sold listing as soon as we're here. No, I don't see anything sold. I mean, generally speaking, Athlon boards, unless they're the ones that have the ISA slot, which are quite rare, you've seen on the channel, I have found those. And those are quite valuable, but the ones without the ISA slot are not. But I've never seen one with this weird AGP slot before. What we've got? Huh. Well, somebody for some reason wants £75 for a non-working one. But I don't see any for sale. Mine's actually DXR Plus. I don't know whether that makes any difference. I don't know. Like that. Yeah, it's still the same one. Okay. Just try Google. Well, people have looked for them. That's probably me. Just look for them. You know what this internet's like. Nothing comes up, so I really don't know what this would be worth. And any of you guys, I guess you probably do know about this weird AGP slot. Have you ever seen a card that actually fits into that? Well, I have a handful of bad capacitors there. These ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the only ones of that type on the board. I've replaced all of them. They were all bad anyway. These are on the low voltage side. This is V-Core basically. These three, again, they're the only three of that type on the board. I've replaced them all. These ones are actually the same as the faulty ones. I had one bad and three good, but they do look good. I'm going to take a chance for the moment just to see if it works. And there's one more of the same sort down there as well. Okay, but we can see this one and the others actually. There's a voltage regulator there. This is a linear or LDO regulator. There's no buck converter, there's no coil. So this won't have high frequency on it. It's also a 25 volt capacitor, so it's on the input voltage. The same as this one. Actually, there's, again, that's probably a voltage regulator there, or a MOSFET uses a regulator. Yeah. And I don't think these have high frequencies on them again because there's no inductor coils, whereas these do. Okay, so that's why I really need to change all of them. And the same with these, so these are on this rail. Okay, so I think there's enough capacitors changed there to try this. It would be interesting to know what you guys think. Should I change more of them? Do you like my reasoning why I changed the ones I changed? At least I do have a reasoning for it, yeah. Okay, I suppose the truth will be telling us if it works, if it doesn't work, yeah. That's when we'll know. So let's try it. I don't have a graphics card fitted. I've left the RAM in. With a bit of luck, if this boots, we'd expect this to go to like 2D or something like that, and then bleep, yeah. So, power on. Start. Well, it's going to C1, so it is booting. This fan isn't working though. It's got a RAM problem. So it looks like this actually may well work. Obviously this fan would need changing. Let's try the RAM just individually. So I'll just put one strip in. If this doesn't work, I'll clean the slots. Yeah, this is working. There's no bleeps coming out of it, but it looks like it's working. This RAM, I've got one that could be double-sided and two single-sided, but double-sided doesn't necessarily mean it's got chips on both sides. It just means there's two independent banks of RAM on it. Yeah, whereas a single-sided is just a continuous bank. So that might be something to do with why it was failing. We could more likely just be, well, yeah, same problem. Let's try another one of these. So it could be a mixed up RAM, but it seems a bit strange because that's what was in it. Yeah, take that one out. Okay. Yeah, so you see it works with that one. This one works as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, see it works with those two as well. So I've got a feeling it might just be effectively a wrong mixture of RAM in it, yeah? This is not getting overly hot. I'll put this graphics card in. Let's see if this actually works. So into our strange AGP slot here. Yeah, we can see monitor screen there. So we'll set this to VGA input. Okay. I do have a VGA capture card now. I need to try that properly. I do have graphics cards with DVI output. I can do that capture, but I want to test this card. So again, power on. Yeah, the fan is kind of trying to spin on the graphics card, but it's not spinning properly. Blue lights on, and we've got a picture. Okay. So the main problem here seems to be cooling fans. I'll take this out. You can see. In fact, I'll show you now. Actually. Okay. Yeah. It is actually spinning at that speed. It's not like some weird effect because of the frame rate. Yeah, it's just going do, 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 do. Okay, I think that we can probably at least try and boot an operating system on this. This drive is set to master, so we can assume this probably has the OS on. What do you think is on this? XP? We'll see. If it boots, of course. Yeah, I think we're ready to go there. Let's try. Now this, yeah, it's just moving a little bit. Same as the one, the chipset's moving a little bit. Hard drive. Okay, CMOS, press F1. Is there anything bootable on this drive, just as it's scanning the drives at the moment? See if I can hear it spinning. Yeah, it is spinning. Okay. Something fast built. Oh, something's happening. Oh, Windows normally, this like Windows 7 or something. I have a cooling fan here, so I'll just kind of like put this over the chipset. Okay. The fan on the graphics card seems to be speeding up a little bit now. You can see what I've done with that. It's just to get plenty of airflow on that chipset. Yeah, you can see this is actually going around a bit more. But I think if we're not doing any like kind of 3D processing, it's probably going to be fine. It's quite warm. Okay. We can cool that as well. Windows Vista, that's what we have. Yep. I'll just shut this back down again. We can see that it works. So we can say we have a good working motherboard and a good working graphics card. Yeah, that's not too hot. It's a bit warm. That one's a bit, that's cooler actually. So the question is now really these fans. This one, I can probably just find one and replace it. I mean, this has a Gigabyte branded thing on. Probably be able to take it apart and clean. I'll be honest with you, I've never had much success at trying to repair these sort of fans, is the truth. So, do you want to try? I can make a video about it. We can try and fix them. I've got a feeling replacement might be better, but this one might be harder to replace. I'd like to keep this in its original condition if it's a bit of an unusual graphics card. Okay, so we can say from the card booty point of view, this works. Get into the comments, let's talk about the best way to clean these fans, and then happy to make a short video with your various suggestions and see if they work. But as I say, from my experience, I've never had much luck. If I wasn't very clear what I was saying about single-sided and double-sided memory, so although it can be an indication whether the DIMM has chips on one side or both sides does not define if it's single-sided or double-sided. So single-sided means that all the memory is in a continuous addressable block, if you like, from 0 to the full capacity of the DIMM. Double-sided means there are two addressable blocks. So it's probably better not to call it double-sided, but twin bank or something like that, or double bank, yeah. So that's what it means. Now, just because a DIMM has chips on both sides doesn't mean it's double-sided from an electrical point of view. They could be in a continuous addressable block, so it's single-sided, even though physically it's double-sided, yeah. And in theory, you could have a DIMM with chips on only one side, but in two banks, double-sided on one side. So if you were completely baffled by that before, now you're just baffled. Okay, so while we think a bit more about that, I have another PC. So what is it? Well, it's beige. It has a couple of USB on the front. Okay. Doesn't mean the board inside is connected to that. I mean, look at that last one. It said Pentium 4 and it was an AMD machine, yeah? There are some signs of corrosion on the edge. You see it there? Corrosion. And there's even more signs of corrosion on the back of it. These are corroded. So I think we can say this has been stored somewhere damp. These are very, very rusty. That one's rusty as well. I promised a long time ago to make a video changing these connectors on these rusted motherboards. I will do that. I've just remembered now I was supposed to do that like a year ago or something. I think it wasn't in 2022, but let's not talk about the semantics, yeah. Let's get this apart. Let's see what's inside it. It's much like the other machine. So onboard sound, to USB. So we could say this may be another AMD machine. Anything on the front as a clue? Nope. Or it could be P4 or something. P3, P4. Let's have a look. Get your bets in now, yeah? Get your bets in now. You've got until the last screw comes out. There's only two. to place your bets. What is it? Look at the timestamp on the video, guys. Yeah, play along, get in there. What do you think it is? Is there anything on here that gives you a clue what you think? Get in the comments and say, I think it's this because. I think it's a Pentium 4 because that's the most common machines I find, which I would class as retro, the AGP machines. Oops, sorry, this is going to be, yeah, it's off. Didn't need to make all that noise. Right, let's see. Ah, Pentium 4. So I was correct, it's P4. Missing the heatsink and fan. This is socket 478 machine. That's lying around inside it. That's lying around inside it. Bad capacitor there, straight away again. I do not see the heatsink. I don't see it, it's not in here. Unless it's, oh! Heatsink and fan. Okay, Matte Sonic. Is that like some kind of like Noddy make? Yeah. Let's take it apart and let's see what we've got. I have the motherboard. What's this? Processor is the heatsink is off. Yeah. Like, no, not a valuable one at all. You find a 3.4 gigahertz. I had one. They're over £100, and that was at least a couple of years ago. Things can go up or down, of course. Yeah. Retro hardware could go down in price, I guess. Seems to be going up at the moment, mainly. So all these caps look good. You can see I'm just looking around. We have two bad caps here, this one and this one. All the other ones look okay. I don't see any others of this type, so we'll replace these two and then let's see what this motherboard does. I should have made a note of where the on-off switch connects on this one. It's not a standard layout, but should be able to work it out. So if we just put standby on and don't do anything else, well, we can't. I mean, there's a buzzer there, so we've got sound. One of these pins should be 5 or 3.3 volts, and with a ground next to it, so that one there's 3.8. Okay. Any others? 5. Well, I've got a 5 volts there. If the one behind it or next to it is a ground, that's almost certainly the start switch. So I'll just measure to ground. Yeah, that's ground. These are all ground. Okay, so the one that has the 5 volts on, let's go back to voltage. Is it that one? No, it was that one, the third one up. So that is almost certainly the power switch. 1, 2, 3 there. Okay, let's have a look. So we'll put the analyzer code in. Yeah, let's see what happens. Well, it isn't that one, it doesn't start, or there's some other reason. I think one of these had 3.3 on. That one, okay. So it was the one with the 3 point something on. So that's a RAM fault. So that's a way to find out. So it was kind of like one of the two, really. The other one might be the reset switch. So, oh, this is really stiff. So probably these slots want a good clean. Let's just do that. In fact, I'll just try reseating it first, actually. So, yeah, it does go in. It's not very good. Again, yeah, we can try it. What we got? We still have a RAM fault. Okay, let's clean it. We didn't have Luke, did we? What is this thing? It has like a add-on board on here. Okay. That appears to be just like a TV out add-on. Interesting. Some pin headers down there. This seems a bit nondescript. M400F 1P64M. Okay. LCTM. Let's see if it works. And if it works and we have the hard drive and we get into the OS, let's see if that just tells us what this thing actually is. Okay. Ready to go. Blue light, yeah, and we got a picture. Oh, it's an NVIDIA or something or other. It said for a moment, disappeared too fast. Let me just try again. Okay. GeForce 2, I think. Just so fast I can't really see it. Okay. Let's get the hard drive and see if this works. Of course, I could try the technique of freezing the video to see what this thing actually is. But I think the logo off the monitor itself comes up over it. GeForce 2 something, yeah. Okay. I better get a keyboard and mouse. Okay, once again. It's starting by itself, probably because the CMOS battery is flat. It's what usually causes that to happen. 2MX. So all I can say, GeForce 2MX. KF1. XP, I think. Yep. Well, it has a password on, so I can't just get into the operating system. Some sort of GeForce 2MX. I might be able to get it from the actual part number on the graphics card. So the graphics card's a GeForce 2MX 440, that's what it actually is. They're quite common, to be quite honest, nothing special really. Might have a little bit of value, we can have a look. So we go back into eBay. There's a 64 meg one. Oh, okay, yeah, something like that, but mine's a 64 meg one. Oh, maybe it was a GeForce 4MX 440. Maybe I have that wrong actually. No, GeForce 2MX 440, that's what it is, I think. What was that number again? M400 F1P -64M. GeForce 4, that's what it is. Okay, so it's a GeForce 4 MX 440. There probably isn't a 2MX 440. Okay. Yeah. So they're like £20. That's all they're worth, really, if that. Okay. The motherboard has a model number, which we can see here, MS9107C. Is this MSI? Early one? MS9107C. Doesn't bring anything up. I don't think it's anything special. Doesn't have any ISA slots on, so in my experience, these motherboards are £30, 30 to 40, something like that. So nothing particularly valuable on this one, but yeah, it was interesting enough. So there we have, yeah, 2 machines, both working, both needed recapping. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think or know about that first one with that very strange AGP slot that apparently did work with normal AGP cards. I'm guessing it must have like extra lanes, although technically AGP didn't have lanes as such, but anyway, yeah, something like that, I guess. So hope you enjoyed that once again. What's in the box? Interesting stuff as always, and I look forward to seeing you all soon again on another Weird Electronics Repair video. Ciao for now, guys.